It's spooky season. Wait, what am I doing? This isn't really a horror movie review. This is a TV show. Damn you, Mike Flanagan. This is Fall of the House of Usher. What's up? Welcome back. I wanted to talk about the pilot episode, the Fall of the House of Usher. There are people who have already reviewed the entire thing. What enjoyment do you get out of that? Congrats, you watched like the entire show in one day as soon as it came out, and now you have nothing to sustain you. Meanwhile, if I spread it out, I will be sustained. Yes, it's like sustenance is a thing that is lovely to have. And I want to be able to enjoy each episode and not just like slam through an 8-hour series and feel like, I made it. Now I get to do my review on my channel, thank God. I don't know. I feel like a pilot review is good enough. So let's talk about the Fall of the House of Usher. It's on Netflix, it has audio description, and it has an expansive cast. So I'm not even going to say, I really don't know who the lead is. In the first episode, I would say Bruce Greenwood would be the lead of the show, but I don't know that that's true. He could just be the lead of the first episode. So, basically, this is for fans of Edgar Allan Poe and fans of Mike Flanagan. If you've liked the previous stylings that he's brought to his other TV shows, The Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, and The Midnight Club, then this is up your alley. If you hated all four of those shows, then no. You're still not going to like this. It's like people who keep trying to watch shows done by Ryan Murphy. If he basically makes the same shows, so it's not really going to change. I don't think he's going to wow you all of a sudden. You either get what they're trying to do or not. And this is very much another Mike Flanagan project. I would say that I really enjoyed Hill House. I thought Hill House was great. I loved Bly Manor. I loved what they did with Bly Manor. I thought Bly Manor had so much good acting, and the fact that they actually found two child actors who were, in my honest, just total perfection. Those kids were amazing in that show. Midnight Mass was a little bit of a mixed bag for me, but I liked most of what it was doing, so it was pretty good. And same thing with Midnight Club. There's that one hilarious episode where he set the record for the most jump scares in one episode, and he just does it to death. He makes you, for anybody who's like, I like jump scares, he's like, do you? Are you sure? Well, let me talk to you about jump scares. So he kind of has like a referendum on jump scares, which works and is also hilarious at the same time. So now we're back, and he's just making lots of nods to Edgar Allan Poe stuff. I think if you know Edgar Allan Poe, you're gonna like this show more. If you're thinking this is just Fall of the House of Usher and you're expecting a faithful adaptation, leave. Go away. Run. This is not what that is. He's taken Fall of the House of Usher, and he is very much nodding. At the very least, he's nodding to other properties of Edgar Allan Poe, other stories. So, and that's just within the first episode. There were things that I noticed where I was like, yep, I got you. Yeah, I see what you're doing. So the Usher family, to update things, because, Poe, I don't know if you guys know this, but Edgar Allan Poe, he died in like the 1800s. So he never would have written this and he specifically never would have been able to reference things like social media. So, but the Usher family are a pharmaceutical family. Sackler. Who are being sued for various crimes and misdemeanors. And the detective on the case has always been looking for a breakthrough. And this show does not mess around. And right at the top of the series, this is not a show where you can, like, by the way, have like a little kid in the room and be like, we'll just see. We'll see how this plays out. Like, within the first 60 seconds, this show lets you know exactly what its tone is going to be. This is not a show that builds into it. It's just like, this is how the show opens, and yes, horrifying things are coming your way. So, make life choices immediately. And there were some, I would say, like little jump scare-ish type things within the first 60 seconds. So, and the episode kind of slows down, and it balances itself out after that, and just is trying to tell a story. Basically, it's not. It can't really be a spoiler because it's like the first. I don't consider things that are like in the first, I don't know, like few minutes of an 8-episode series. Like, I feel like that's what they're establishing. So we open up at the funeral, and it's a funeral for the Usher children. The patriarch of the family, played by Bruce Greenwood, his children have died, and we don't know how. At the time, that's what the mystery is. We don't know how these children died. Did they all die together? Did they all die in separate events? What is that? And I think that is what is going to be the fall, is watching the entire series and trying to figure out how did we get to this funeral point. And so Daddy Usher invites a police officer, the same one that's trying to prosecute him, or I don't know if he's a police officer, a lawyer, prosecutor, whatever. He invites a guy with a very familiar name if you've ever read an Edgar Allan Poe thing ever in your life. Not going to ruin it. Try not to ruin all the neat little things that they've done here. But he invites him over, and he's going to tell him the story. And he's going to tell him everything, because you know what? His kids are dead. So fuck it, right? You know? So let's get into it. And that's how we start the fall of the House of Usher. And the first episode is very much a lot of establishing things. There aren't too many crazy, like, scary / gory things. There are a couple little moments, little glimpses. But for anybody who knows Mike Flanagan, he can go a lot harder than this. Just absolutely. When he wants to scare you, he'll scare you. He's not really trying to. He's trying to thematically bring you into the universe. I didn't think this first episode was over the top in any fashion. I didn't think it was too scary. I didn't think it was too gory. Is there some stuff in there that's like would be squeamish? Would I want my kids to be watching this? No, I would not. But at the same time, for those who are waiting for what's to come, I don't think we've seen it. I do not think we have seen gruesome and gory yet in terms of what Flanagan is fully capable of bringing to the table. So he's an excellent showrunner. I don't know why Netflix messed it up and decided that they do not need his partnership anymore and he's moving to Amazon. It's a weird decision from them. Midnight Club absolutely should have gotten a second season. And this is going to be such a loss for them because he is very consistent. You can argue about which ones you liked more and what you liked more about them, but Mike Flanagan has proven that he's able to create these experiences that work very well over a limited amount of episodes. And I think that Follow the House of Usher, I have no reason to believe that after watching the pilot episode that this isn't going to be the same thing. But I will say that for fans who are like, I need my gore. Where are my peeling faces? Where's my disembodied body parts? And I don't know what's happening here. I need gore. You're going to be disappointed with the pilot episode, because the pilot episode is basically like, hey, you know all those kids that died? We should probably tell you who they are. We should probably backtrack and introduce you to all of them first. So, yeah, and the backstory about the family and the pharmaceuticals and the charges, and it really does just sort of set up the show so that it can fall. It has to give you the House of Usher so the House of Usher can fall. And again, the more Poe that you have read in your life, the happier you will be, because he does nod to many things. Like, I love when there's like a raven that flies in, and you're like, that's a choice. I could have picked any bird, but it's a raven. I mean, it's just little things throughout the series, little choices that he makes throughout the series that I think work really well. The audio description here, I've never had problems with any audio description for a Mike Flanagan show before. I think they always know exactly when to lean into the gore. The jump scares are always hard to time, because it always depends on, was somebody talking heading into the jump scare, or do we get, as to whether or not you get the notification before or after the jump scare. And personal preference is always beholden to sort of how the jump scare is set up. Where the ability is to throw in the line ahead of time. And since nowadays, and I said this a couple days ago in a review for another film, how we've ruined jump scares, because every jump scare now is accompanied by just a loud sound. Like, it can't just... We don't do silent jump scares anymore. We don't do thematic mood. There's always like a loud screech or something. Whether or not there needs to be, there just is. It's just like the way that people shoot. I don't even know if people know why they're shooting that way. And I was thinking back to the times of, other movies in years past, where a jump scare was effective and also didn't have, like a loud scream to accompany it, like a loud shrieking noise, or I love when the tension builds in the music and then the sound just drops out, and a jump scare is about to happen. I mean, the sound design / scores have been failing horror movies for years now, because they let you know when things are happening. But the scene in Signs, I was always incredibly creeped out by that birthday party scene that they have in the video. And then just like in the background, this like alien walks by and just like turns and looks at the camera, and then like so it's just like while it's walking, and then just keeps walking. Like, the first time I saw Signs, that got me. And it got me without any sort of like, huge sound effect or building of the score dropping out of the sound right before the scare, and then like when he turns his head, nobody hit like a drum and was like, doom. Like, oh, did that get you? Are you scared yet? It's like, no, some people just know how to bring mood. And I think Flanagan is somebody who knows how to bring mood. He doesn't need the other stuff. So, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Yeah. first episode, it's really hard to gauge because he really just kind of stays away from a lot of the horror tropes here. And it really just tries to build the cast and the ensemble up. So I thought it was pretty decent. I can't be too excited about this because I feel like there's going to be better episodes. But I thought it was a decent start, and I understand what he's trying to do, and I understand why this was necessary. We had to know who those 6 kids were of Usher. So the Usher family, and we had to spend some time with them, getting to know them. That's just how it is. And really, also the adjacent characters too, like the rest of the family. Like, who is Bruce Greenwood married to right now? Who is the actual mom? Who's the matriarch of this family? You know, because he has a newer, younger wife. So, yeah, there's a lot of choices here. A lot of characters that had to be introduced so that we could watch. Obviously, in episodes 2 through 8, some shit's gonna happen. So, I expected to pick up rather quickly. I thought it was a solid episode. I'm going to give Fall of the House of Usher, the pilot episode, the first episode, a B+. So there you go. It's a pilot review. Very different from the full series review. I don't know what else is in store. I don't know. I am leaving it up to chance. So we shall see. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I think I'm going to keep doing Fall of the House of Usher. I'm going to try to watch it a little bit quicker than I do some other stuff, just because it feels right. Like, it's October, it's Halloween season. This is a scary show. Kind of feels like I should be watching it. So I'll try to put it out a little bit quicker than I normally do. But, yeah. There you go. Anyway, I will see you guys on the other side. So click subscribe. Thanks. Happy Friday the 13th.